Hey, what's up guys, it's Jace here with hashtag 41 of ÜWatt. As always, I'm hosted and joined by my co-host Squeak. He will be the Brock to my Misty. You know, ÜWatt is the Ash Ketchum of our world.
Wait, you're Misty?
Misty!
I was gonna say.
For those that don't know.
I was gonna say, if people don't know where that's from, you've missed out.
It's from our childhood.
Misty!
Have you been, mate? You alright?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Well,
have you been part of this movement taking over the planet?
No, I'm too lazy.
have you been...
I am too lazy. I've been going for like midnight walks still and stuff, but I'm just too lazy.
In fairness, you did do midnight walks before Pokemon Go came out.
Yeah, that is true.
I feel that's important to say.
Yeah.
Because it's funny the amount of judgment that's been going on.
Really?
Mm.
Why?
Well, you just got the people that play Pokemon Go and the people that don't play Pokemon Go.
Yeah, that's true.
And the people that don't are very much like, oh, Pokemon, oh.
You know what?
I've
seen that as well, and it's sort of like, oh my god, people wasted their time playing Pokemon Go, catching things that don't even exist, and it's like, mate, you watch TV, shut the fuck up. Like, you can't say nothing, you just sit on your ass and watch a picture box.
That's the thing. It's that thing as well where, you know, when the world seemed to be consumed by Candy Crush, and people were just playing Candy Crush, there was no issue. But you know, Pokemon comes out on the phone, and you have to go outside to actually go get Pokemon, and people lose their freaking minds.
No, it's that thing where it's like, just people are having fun, man. Just let them have fun, innit? And that's coming from me. Like, I don't like anyone having fun. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's quite powerful.
If you're having fun right now, stop. Like, Stop it. Like, I may not be able to see you having fun, but if you can hear my voice and you're having fun, I know.
He's the grumpus. The thing that's mad, so, you know, was really into the game and had all these ideas of like, yeah, I'm going to go out and do this, go out and do that, go and do that. And like, I haven't been driven to do that. But the other day, Tiny was like, I think one of us made the joke and everyone's like, fuck it, shall we do it? And it's like, fuck it, let's go for a walk. So we heard that lots of people tend to go to Castle Park, which is just outside of the centre of Bristol. And so we went to Castle Park, and it was so, like, I feel nice is a good word to use, because everybody there was playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah,
like, tons of people were there, and everybody's just chatting. There's groups of people just chatting with next groups of people. People all, like, sat in a line on a wall that didn't even come together, but they got there. And then they started chatting. It'd be like, there's a Pikachu over here. Then people start going over to where it is. But it was like mad because it was just some stuff that's funny where it was me, Tiny, and Ryan. So we walked from Tiny's, walked across the bridge, went to Castle Park, seen a few people around it. First Tiny's like, I don't want people to know what I'm doing. I'm like, fuck that. These are my people. Like, these people are out playing Pokemon. So then, yeah, every time you see somebody on the phone, it's like, are you playing? Are you playing? They're like, yeah. But then there was like this one kid who'd clearly come out on his own. And we're stood there, and someone's like, there's a Pikachu over here. And this kid just, like, come out of the bushes. Just some black kid just, like, comes running out, stands there on his phone, clearly catches it, and then just skirted off. Then, yeah, so we decided to take a walk just around, like, almost near the harbour side of it, because Harbourside Festival's on. So we thought we'd walk around there, and as we're, like, on the outskirts of it, suddenly this black kid pops up again out of, like, some alley, catches the Poliwag, and off he goes again, like. So, you know, it's just quite mad how people are just kind of getting into it. And I kept hearing that loads of people were doing it, but then I wasn't really seeing it until I went to Castle Park and I was like, yo, there's actually loads of people playing this. So this morning I went to go pick up the wedding bands for myself and my partner, and I got there too early, so I had half an hour to kill. So I thought, do you know what? I'll just go for a walk around the centre, just go to the Pokestops and stock up on my stuff. As I'm walking around, it's that thing where everybody you see on a phone, you're like, they're playing. Walking past this woman, she must have been 45 minimum. Yeah, she's like hitting 50s and over, and I seen her on her phone, and she's there catching the same Nidoran that I was catching. And I was like, this is how mad it is. There's people that you wouldn't have caught them with a Game Boy playing Pokemon, but because it's on their phone, they can walk around and do it. They're in.
I think if that guy there that come out the bushes in the alleyway and that had any sort of, like, I don't know.
Oh, in America, he'd be dead.
Panache, pizzazz.
In America, he'd be dead. In England, we're like, look at this guy.
No, he should have like caught your Pokemon and ran off and been like, Team Rocket's blasting off again.
There was a one of the bars that we went past as well. There was a group of 10 to 15 guys all had Ash Ketchum's hat on.
Nice.
That was pretty cool. Just out in force. But yeah, it just seems
Kind
it'll
of
be interesting
weird.
to see how long until this sort of dies off. This is just like after the EU referendum, this is just what we needed. The UK's falling apart, but it's okay because we can catch Pokemon.
It's okay, we can ignore all of our actual issues, guys.
This is officially the Head in the Sand app of 2016. But yeah, it's just mad seeing and just everyone's doing it, and even if people aren't really into Pokemon, they're like, let me see what this is about. And then it's just kind of that fun thing of there's a map, I'm walking down the street. And yeah, on the UWatt page, facebook.com/UWatt podcast, if you look at some of the posts, we do have like tips on there. We got an article that we saw about how to reduce battery usage and how to reduce data usage and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I just think it's mad that like, wow, you commented on me mentioning Pokemon every week, and now Pokemon's everywhere.
Did you see the Snapchat of the guy crying about
The drunk guy just babbling.
that had me cracked up, man. It's just yeah, in tears and that.
So yeah, so moving away from Pokemon and the Pokémania that's taking place at the moment. Nintendo are re-releasing in quotation marks the NES, the NES. Now, I feel weird that in one of the articles I've read, I don't know if it's on VG or wherever, but one of them said that they made a point of saying that it does not connect to the internet and does not take cartridges. The cartridges bit, I was like, oh, okay, that kind of surprised me, but people actually expected the re-release of the NES to connect to the internet. Like if they're re-releasing the NES.
The thing is, I know it comes with games preloaded on it, but it's only a limited number in it when you consider the amount that there is. So
it's 30 games it comes with.
So how do you get more?
I think that you're pretty much stuck with those. Because the thing that I find interesting is that with re-releasing a console, the NES was okay, like, had some good times playing the NES. But where was the demand for them to re-release the NES? Like, if they re-released the SNES, then, the demand would be insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really...
I'd get a SNES.
Yeah, that's the thing, I've seen this and it's cool, but I won't buy it.
The NES, not so much, because it's that thing of where, like you say, it's only, what? Yeah.
Thing is, you've got a few of the... So I'm just trying to think... I can't find the... Oh, I've got the list of this thing. So the full list of games are Balloon Fight, Bubble Bobble, Castlevania, Castlevania 2, Donkey Kong, Donkey Kong Jr., Double Dragon 2, Dr. Mario, Excite Bike, the original Final Fantasy, Galaga, Ghosts and Goblins, Ice Climber, Kid Icarus, Kirby's Adventure, Mario Bros, Mega Man 2, Metroid, Ninja Gaiden, Pac-Man, Punch-Out featuring Mr. Dream, Star Topics, Super C, Super Mario Bros. 1 through to 3, Tecmo Bowl, The Legend of Zelda 2, and The Adventure of Link. So it's got a few on there. So like The Adventures of Link, Super Mario Bros. 3, Double Dragon, and the original Donkey Kong. Oh, and even Bubble Bobble, I suppose. Like, those games are quite key. But yeah, it just seems that it's nothing that you go, oh wow, I want to get that. I think
SNES had so much more when you think of it, didn't it?
Well, take all of those games and add the word super before it, and they were on the SNES.
Yeah.
Everything was super. Although Super Mario Bros. Never became Super Mario Bros.
Well, you can't be super.
Why not?
Because it's just not possible.
Oh. I'll show you.
The theories of science, time and space, and physics just do not allow for these super things.
So there's not Superman. There can never be a Superman.
There can never be a Superman. Not in this universe or another one.
I see.
No Superman.
So yeah, it had me thinking, Squeak. So obviously, I know we said the SNES, but with this whole thing of like backwards compatibility, like, do you think that, say, Sega? Do you reckon Sega will now think, oh, here's our chance, let's re-release the Mega Drive, or let's re-release the Master System?
If they was gonna release anything, I'd tell them fuck all that shit. Just re-release the fucking Dreamcast.
Okay.
Fuck that. Like, the Dreamcast was my shit.
See, that's the thing. I don't know what the size of the games were on Dreamcast, but when you look at the size of hard drives now compared to what they were back then, having a console like that that's preloaded all those games actually wouldn't be a bad shout, because especially if they, uh, what I might do after the show, I might look and see if there's any like GoFundMe's or patrons or anything like that to look at, because I'm sure there must be somebody that also wants a Dreamcast to come back.
Yeah. The thing is, as well, though, with it being a hard drive, if it was a hard drive based thing, it doesn't really matter what console you release, because you can just sort of put emulators on it for like Mega Drive and things like that. Do you know what I mean?
That's the thing, when you look on Amazon, there were a few. So some people have done it with like they've taken Raspberry Pis and made machines like retro machines.
Yeah.
But there's some on Amazon which are supposed to be like multifunctional. So you're supposed to be able to play NES, Master System, Mega Drive, and SNES. And like on the front, it has the controller ports and stuff. But from the reviews, it's so mixed because it's supposed to take the original controllers and things like that. But so many people have so many issues with it. It looks like the perfect box, but then I guess it's just the execution of it.
Mm. It's one of those where you're saying it's supposed to take the original controllers. You may as well just have a USB controller.
Yeah, and this is the thing as well. The problem is, so I've got a couple of SNES USB controllers, and they're okay, but the problem is like the market, again, like looking at Amazon and eBay, the market is flooded with the same type of controller, and the problem is your corners.
Yeah.
So like when playing something like Street Fighter, it's really difficult to get that, that bottom right or whatever. You can get the technique of doing your Hadoukens eventually, but the pad is just so stiff where, it's been mass produced at the cheapest price possible.
Just make it so it can use Xbox controller. Everything uses the drivers are out there.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I think the problem is when you kind of want that the authenticity of holding a SNES controller. Because when I've played stuff, when I've done Let's Plays and stuff on my old channel and whatnot, I always used the Xbox controller. Like one person be on an Xbox controller, the other person's on a PlayStation 2 controller. And I don't mind playing like that, but it's one of those things where people generally can be quite snobbish and they want to play their SNES, they want to use a SNES controller.
Fucking snobs.
Snooty McSnooty snobs.
Oh, why I don't want to use this modern fandangled Xbox pad. I want the original. Fuck you guys.
I quite enjoyed that accent. So yeah, so it's been pretty cool that Nintendo's re-releasing the NES. It's a cool idea, but I feel that with what they've got available, releasing a NES, I don't know if that was actually a good idea.
Yeah.
So,
It's an odd one to pick, I think, like you say, because put Super in front of all of them and bring out the NES. You had so much more, Turtles in Time, things like that.
yeah. That's the thing, I was just thinking because, Super Mario World is a timeless classic. You've got the Super Bomberman series. What else is there? Well, the Donkey Kong Country series, 1 through to 3. I don't know if there was a fourth. I don't think there was.
Um.
Then we had Star Fox came out on there.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was called, but there was that Star Wars game that was on the SNES as well. That's pretty good.
I can't remember that one.
Rock and Roll Racing. There's so many on the SNES. But yeah, so they missed out on that. One thing I saw coming up, I completely forgot that this was coming out, and then I've seen it, and it's got a release date of 16th of September in Europe and the 13th of September in the US. So Telltale's Batman is coming in September, and I forgot that they were making it. It's one of those where I need to play all the games that we've got already, because I think I started to do the Borderlands one. I started to do Wolf Among Us. I started to do Walking Dead, and I just never finished any of them because I was trying to do all three.
My issue with The Walking Dead is I played through 1 on Xbox, but I want to save for 2, so I can't play 2 because I can't be bothered to play through 1 again.
Ah, okay.
But Tales from the Borderland I found fun. I did actually like that, and The Wolf Among Us I found really good as well because it was that sort of twist on the fairy tales.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of the Game of Thrones series.
I started it. I got a bit bored of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the first 5 episodes, like I said, will be available in Europe on September 16th. But it's going to be on disc, from what I can see. This is the retail version. I'm not sure when the digital one comes out.
Okay. So I want. It must be before it because it must be episodic.
Yeah. So
I
that's the
don't-
thing. So they've said
yeah.
that it will be available on both digital and retail, but that the retail release date has been announced.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, just I like the fact that it won't be a Batman game that's about fighting. So Telltale always do it really well when they do their stories and stuff. Because I feel like when you have like the Arkham series was really good, but a lot of it was repeated of you fighting in the middle of a group of people.
Yeah. That's the thing. It was the age old. It was sort of the Creed gameplay, wasn't it?
Yeah, because
Block,
the first two were
counter.
pretty good, and then after that it was like it's just the same game in a different setting.
Yeah.
The COD effect,
I
if you
was
will.
I was practicing my Batman before, but I can't do Batman. I just sound cockney. I just sound,
I'm Batman.
no, I don't. I can't get that deep, so I just end up sounding like, "Hello, darling. Hello."
I'm Batman. What, love? I'm Batman.
What have you been up to, sugar tits?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, so a bit of news that's been going on recently. With CS:GO. So I believe it was Pro Syndicate and T Martin.
I have seen this.
Um,
Yeah.
and so these guys on YouTube, they were talking about this in quotation marks website they found, and it was one where people play Counter-Strike. For those who don't know, Counter-Strike is a first-person shooter game, but like that's it in its dumbest form. But on the game, you can get something which are skins for your weapon. People get weapon skins, and out there in the digital world, they have different values depending on how rare they are. So there's these websites that popped up where you can, you could either go down the route yourself of trying to sell the skin, but then never really know how much you're going to get or the value, blah blah blah, or you could go to this website and gamble them.
The thing is, I was going to say, don't get it twisted though. These skins
Some of them are
go
worth
for
p.
real money, like
Yeah.
7 grand and
Yeah, some of
up,
them go
like,
for p.
real money.
So
No.
what happened was that rather than you trying to find a way to sell them, find something to sell them to, there was this website, or there are websites where you can gamble these skins, and so your skin, it will tell you the value of your skin. You put it into a pool, everybody puts their stuff in, and then it's almost like RNG, isn't it? Like somebody
Yeah.
will win
So
the pot.
it's slot machine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Essentially. Yeah.
And yeah, somebody in this group will win. So what happened is that these two guys on YouTube, T Martin and Pro Syndicate, had said on their channels that they found this website. They had videos of them playing on this website and winning, sometimes winning some substantial amounts. But then it turns out, when people have dug a bit, that these two guys are actually owners of the website. So the issue that's come out is that they've been using their influence on YouTube and mentioning this page that they found, when actually there are rules and guidelines to YouTube where you have to say if you're sponsored by somebody, you have to announce that you're sponsored.
I was gonna say it's not necessarily illegal, but it is. Yeah, you have to announce that. Like, they've just been acting like they've just found it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
Rather than saying, "Hey guys, this is our new site. Check it out. You can
like
gamble skins." But the problem is as well is that where the plot is thickened is that T Martin he's not gone quietly. He keeps trying to apologize and he's just apologizing really shit. But in his videos, he's had people say, "Hey, in this video, you've gambled against me and won, but it's your website. So how do I know that you haven't messed with the odds to make sure that you win the big haul?" So they've got lawsuits coming at them as well. And again, like Pro Syndicate's gone, "I'm sorry," and has gone really quiet. But yeah, T Martin's just
the thing is,
digging himself a hole.
I swear I heard that Pro Syndicate was having his comments spammed with scammer.
Okay.
I don't know if that's changed recently or not, but it's that thing where, like, if I remember, Syndicate was the one that did all the Minecraft stuff, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So his following was pretty big. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure at one point he was one of the most subscribed to channels.
Yeah, he was.
So, I mean, I don't know how you can just go out there and, like, the people that have put you where you are, just sort of, you have sort of shit on them.
This is the thing. Is the thing that I don't understand their decision of we found this website. So when you look at like I think it was Matt HD Gamer who does a lot of FIFA stuff, and he came up with this. He created a website with like FIFA tournaments and people being able to buy and sell stuff FIFA wise. And he just came out like, "Oh yeah, guys, I've made this site. Come and check this site out." Because that's all they had to do. Hey guys,
people would still go to it.
Yeah.
Like, it's you know what though? It sort of feels like the thing where from them not saying that it's theirs, they got more to gain from it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, so when they gamble, it doesn't like people can't go, "Oh, you've rigged it." Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. That's the thing, and it's just one of those where they could have instead, like, as owners of the website, had like a featured one that they host and that they do. I'm just thinking with the hat I would put on, I'd be like, hey guys, this is my site, and I don't know, once a month, like, I will I will make some, because the thing is every single set of people that gamble on there, I think they take like 88, not 80, 8%, I think it is.
Yeah,
So they already take a rake anyway. So if you think about, like you said, there's things that are like 7 grand. One person puts in a skin that's worth 7 grand, and everybody puts in other skins worth about the same, and you're taking 8% of that. So you're taking hundreds of anyway. So yeah, I just feel like they were really dumb, and I can only assume they got really greedy in the way they done it, rather
yeah,
than just being like, oh hey guys, we've made this new site, check it out. We'll have, on my channel once a month, we'll have this where I will put in a skin that's worth at least da da da. Do you know what I mean? And then just happily lose it. Like, just
yeah,
lose it and let people see that you're losing it, because then more people watch and go, oh, snap. Once a month they're doing the featured one where he chucks in a skin worth 5 grand. The rakes they're making will cover that 5 grand anyway.
that's the thing. You're always. This is the thing. I think that's the thing. Like they've got too greedy
You
instead
said
of.
that a lot, the thing, the thing, the thing.
I know.
They got too greedy, sorry.
They've got greedy in it, and where you see money, you don't sort of think of the whole thing of spending money to make money. You just
Mm,
sort of see of as raking it in rather than and paying out. It's a loss to profit rather than. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Rather than an investment.
yeah.
Um,
I hear that.
and that's probably where they've done it. But it's that thing of really and truly, it's the transparency. And I can't remember if the lack of transparency over there is deemed illegal or not because it is sort of scamming people.
Yeah.
Um,
They've just gone against guidelines where you have to announce, because it happened with something else previously where people were using stuff but not announcing their sponsorships.
yeah,
So it's just, yeah, it's just being transparent with it. It's just really, what's it? We promise to always be straight up and honest with you guys. We are completely non-monetized at the moment, but if later on we do get there, well, there'll be no hidden things. So when we've got like, the UWatt lottery, it'll be legit.
semi legit. I might put my
It's
name.
when you see Simone Hart, then we have an issue. Yeah, so
Felt differently, man. Not me.
so that's this week's news. I just thought as well, what I would quickly mention is the EU PlayStation Store has what they've called the Mega Weekend deals, and it's the annoying thing is I think it would be ending just after the show airs. So if you listen to it on the Monday, these are some things you get available while it's out. So there's Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Fallout 4, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Diablo 3, Far Cry Primal, and a load of others are all on sale this week. But like also this on sale, not just the games, but the microtransactions as well. So if you're somebody that tends to buy, if you're one of those people that buys the Call of Duty points, if you're a person that buys the Elder Scrolls Online crowns and stuff, and you're on PlayStation, now's the time to kind of get those things in. I apologize if you listen to this on Tuesday. That's your fault.
Would you put microtransactions down as DLC? I was just thinking about that.
The thing is, I personally wouldn't, but I guess they are an additional download. I
See, I think
I wonder
DLC
how it
is
works.
actual content, isn't it, rather than
Yeah. Because I wonder how it works. Because if you think, when you're game sharing, if you download DLC and it's maps, then we both get the maps. But if we're both online and I bought a currency, it doesn't turn up on yours as well,
yeah.
which I find interesting. Yeah, so that's this week's news. So with moving on to this week's WhatsApp, this is the app I was going to discuss last week, but then Pokemon Go came out, so reviewed that. Now, this is brought to us by a group that has brought many a man joy in his life, and also females. We're not sexist around here. So this week's app is the Pornhub app. Now, I'm just kidding. It's not the Pornhub app. Squeak silence there. I know you're about to be like looking at the run sheet, like what?
I was gonna say, hey.
Sorry.
Got that app. Shit.
So this week's WhatsApp is CSR Racing 2. So quite a few years ago there was CSR Racing 1. It's a drag racing game. Pretty good visuals. The basis of it is you start off with a rubbish car as you do in all racing games. Then you race your way up to the top, the higher tier cars, where you've got like your high-end super and hyper cars. What I quite like about this one is that they've, taken what worked in the old one in regards to the mechanics of the drag racing. They've cleaned it up the way that the cars look and things like that. But they've also added the live racing. So previously, there's three types of races. You've got your regulation race, which is against the computer. It's just a race you can race over and over again, and it'll be for one of three set amounts, depending on the difficulty. Then you've got your ladder race, which is where it starts, like, if you're in tier 1, the lowest tier, you start off on 1, it goes up to like 24, I think. And each time you race, the cars get gradually more difficult, but then the prize money goes up. Once you've done all 24 levels, then that ladder race is completed. Then you've got what's kind of like the story mode, if you will, where you're racing against a crew of racers. So there'll be 5 members of the crew. You beat the 4 underlings, then you beat the leader 3 times, and that's how you unlock the next tier of car. What they've added on CSR Racing 2 is live races. So they used to have it on the first one, but what you would do is you would race against somebody in the real world's car, whereas on CSR Racing 2, the live races, you're actually racing against somebody in the real world, which I feel kind of adds to it a bit. You can't race for pinks, but you can use your in-game currency, not the premium currency, just the one you get from each race. So if you're pretty good at it, I found when I was in tier 1, I ended up with like my Ford Fiesta ST was kitted out to the max, and you start to learn which cars you can win against and which you can't, which is really weird. So I think it's the Golf TDI in tier 1 just seems to be the nippiest thing, and the Fiesta can't catch up to it. But with everything else, the Fiesta starts off slow but has a better top speed and will just overtake them. So I ended up using that little exploit that I had, because you get to choose who you can go against, or people will offer a race against you and you can refuse it, and there's no forfeit to it.
Okay.
But the thing that's interesting is when you start a race, so say I challenged you, yes, Squeak, and you were like, okay, I want to challenge Jason and I want to bet 10 grand. And I say, okay, that's fine. I want to bet 20 grand. If you don't want to bet that 20 grand, because you've already made the initial bet, you then end up saying goodbye to the initial amount and I'll just get free money.
Oh, wow.
So that's quite interesting when somebody will, they'll write a check and then they'll put in, like, say, 10 grand. And I've got 60 grand in my account. And I'm like, do you know what? Let's just throw it in. And then when it puts you all in at 50 grand, you have to kind of go, wait, do I say goodbye to 10 or I've come this far? And you get like, and I feel that kind of adds a little edge to it. And yeah, and this is all just a simple mobile app.
How long does it take to get money in saying that?
Not very long. Not very long, because with the tiers, you get money that's kind of respective of your tier. So in tier 1, you'll get a few thousand, but your upgrades to your vehicle only cost a few thousand.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
It was only in the sense of I was thinking of like someone betting 10 and then like you just go in like, here's 150. Like,
that's the thing. So what I did do when I first started is when you're doing the live races, another section. So the RNG part of the game, the microtransaction lore. There's 3. I can't remember what they've called it on there. It's like rare imports, I think, or something like that it's called. And you've got 3 types. You've got bronze ones, silver ones, gold ones. Bronze you can get from doing the featured events. You can get from every 3 races you win in a row on the live races. You get bronze keys. 100 bronze keys will open up the bronze rare import. You also get one of these free every 4 hours. That can be upgrades for different cars, or sometimes it can even be a car. Then you've got the silver, which is when you do the featured mode, you have to pretty much complete it. Or if you win, I think it's 10 live races in a row, you get a few silver keys. You need 50 of those in order to open the silver one. When I opened one of those, one of them I got a really rubbish, I think it was like a tier 1 star mini, I think it was. But in the second one I opened, I ended up getting the Lamborghini Aventador SV, which is 4 stars. The maximum's 5 stars.
Okay.
So I thought that was a pretty good pull for my second one. I haven't been tempted enough to buy the gold keys. Gold keys guarantee that you'll get like some of the best of the, well, it says it guarantees you get some of the best cars.
RNG though, isn't it?
Exactly. So, but those, from what I've seen so far playing the game over the last 3 weeks, is that there's no way to win gold keys. You have to buy them. And I think the smallest set is like $7.99. I do believe. So yeah, it's one of those things where also when you're upgrading your car, you get what are called fusion parts. So when you get to like your stage 2, stage 3, obviously your vehicle gets more powerful, but you might have a fusion part which then ups your BHP as well. So it's got quite a few elements to it that are really good. I just think one of the things that there kind of is just that the difficulty slope, I feel, kind of goes in line with them trying to make you spend money. Because as you play through, every time you level up, you'll get the premium, like you get these they look like gold poker chips. But you get like these gold chips, and those can be spent on cars, or those can be spent on your upgrades, or those can be spent when you get to like tier 3 or 4. When you upgrade, when you get a stage 4 upgrade, it'll take like an hour and a half to be delivered.
Okay, yeah.
So you can use those points to speed it up. But I feel like I've got to a point now where I'm using, because I haven't even unlocked the tier 5 races yet, so I can't even use my Aventador in progressing my career or making the big money yet. I've just got this really amazing car, but I'm in tier 3, and where I'm at with the career side of things is it's just too difficult for me to pass the race without having to. It's a bit of a grind fest at the moment, and I can see where some people go, do you know what? Fuck this, I'm just going to spend a tenner, get the premium currency, and boost my way through. So I've kind of hit a slump on that, but I think at the same time that's what's kept me playing. Because if you get, like I said, there's 5 tiers. After 3 weeks, I'm on tier 3, almost in tier 4. If I finished it already, the game just has no longevity, does it?
Yeah.
What they've done on this one is some cars are you can only win. It's not cars that you can purchase. So with my Aventador, I won it in that rare import. You can only get it in the rare import. But there are other tier 5 cars that you can save up like 2 million and buy sort of thing. But yeah, I think it's definitely worth a look. This game I'm pretty sure is on Android and iOS. People will be pleased to know that I've ordered my new phone. So as of next week, any app that comes up will be definitely on Android. And I can't guarantee it'll be on iOS the other way because I'm getting my S7. I gave up waiting for the Batman phone. But yeah, so with this, I want to give it a 7.
Batman.
7 out of 10 watts.
7?
Yeah, 7. I just feel like it does look really good. It plays quite simple and quite well. But I just feel that there's not much, like I would have preferred if it kind of added a section where if you wanted to race for pink slips, that you could. I just wanted that extra edge. Like I said, adding the money and having live races is cool, but I also think that the way that it's done, the list when you're picking your opponents, it will show you, like, say it shows 12 cars in a row, they'll all say busy, and you've got to sit there and wait for one of them to be free. Why not just have a list where you put quick match and it puts you into a match with somebody?
But wouldn't you be sad if you lost your car?
I would be, but that's my choice. I'm not forced to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like back in the day on the consoles with Juice 2. You'd have like an amazing car and you'd be doing like a drift race for pinks and you'd have an amazing combo and hit the wall and you'd lose your car and it's like, do you know what? I chose to go for pinks.
Yeah.
So yeah. As always, the link for the app will be in the description below. Check it out. It's definitely worth a play and I think it is a really good toilet game just because, you know, it's maximum 15-second races. So, you know, in between your squeezes, quick, you know?
Have we just had insight into your toilet time there? Did we want that? That is the question.
It might not be what you wanted, but it's what you need right now.
I don't think it is.
So that wraps up this week's show. I want to ask the listener's question for the What's It's, going back to the Nintendo re-releasing the NES. What mini box console would you want to be re-released? I feel like we'll get a lot of answers saying SNES, but you know, I'll also add the question to the Facebook as well and see what people say. But yeah, what console would you want re-released? Okay, Squeak, do you have any disclaimers or messages for the people before we leave them?
Oysters can change from one gender to another and back again. Fun facts.
Now you know. Knowledge is power.
And a tiger's night vision is 6 times better than a human's.
Wow.
Yeah. So, you know, this is what it was on the bottom of my drinks. Bottle lids.
Cool. As always, guys, if you want to get in touch with us, you've got all the social media. You can catch us on Twitter at @uwatt_. We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/uwattpodcast. If you want to listen to the podcast, we're on uwatt.podomatic.com. Also search for uwatt on iTunes. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/uwatt. And finally, if you want to get at us on the email, you know what the email is. It's uwattmail@gmail.com. As always, uwatt is spelled UWATT. Just like to take a second again to say, if you're new here, please click subscribe. If you're listening and you've laughed at least once, press like and share it with your friends.
Wow, just once? We set the bar low.
I'm just saying, if I feel that if we've made you chuckle once, that warrants a like. I feel like if you've chuckled more than once, listen to next week's show.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that about wraps it up for this week.
Indubitably.
Hope you've enjoyed us. We've enjoyed you listening to us. And as always,
what was that there? What? Mm-hmm.
Did you know I had a pack of M&Ms before we done the show, and I feel like I'm hitting my sugar high.
Did you do a head wobble with that?
No, it was just my nose on the mic.
Mm.
I do enjoy having a nice mic now. I appreciate that. Thank you, Squeak.
You're welcome.
Sugar daddy. So as always, I've been Jace. He's been Squeak, and we'll see you next week.
Later.